www.flowofwisdom.com is the website. I'm your host, Sean Anthony. Thank you. We're live on the Genesis Communications Network, toll free 877-300-7645. Covering lots of topics this show. And of course, you can always download the podcast for yourself and share it with others at gcnlive.com. And again, I was just on GCN's front page, man. Flow of Wisdom every week consistently. This is amazing. It's the top streaming show on GCN Live, week in and week out. Every time I do this show. And this is amongst great company. I mean, these are lots of great shows on the network. And from 3 to 5 Eastern Standard Time every Sunday, Flow of Wisdom is at the top. I appreciate that. That's to you guys. Thank you guys for listening. One of the questions I posted on my social media, what would you get a vaccine after reports say it's causing more illnesses? And on my Google Plus, add me on there, Flow of Wisdom, Google Plus, Flow of Wisdom. Lee Small says, never had one, and I'm doing fine. Vaccines, man-made / manipulated viruses, terror, all a form of control by fear. So Lee Small says, I'm straight. He's good. He's healthy. He's fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this story I've been promoting here for the past hour and a half or so. Prince Andrew allegations. First pictures of pedo tycoon Jeffrey Epstein's 4K a night island lair. Now, if you want to see these pictures, I tweeted it out earlier at Sean_Anthony or at Flow of Wisdom, however you want to get connected with my social medias. This article, you can see it. This is a boat hole where Prince Andrew is alleged to have slept with an underage girl at an orgy, and where his sex offender pal is thought to be hiding out. For the first time, Jeffrey Epstein's, quote, island of sin is seen shown, where these teenage sex slaves were allegedly abused by the banker and some of the world's most powerful men. They brought in on the billionaire's private jets, nicknamed by locals as Lolita Express. Numerous girls were allegedly taken to this 78-acre Little St. James hideout in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It is claimed they were made to take part in depraved orgies. The island is where Epstein's alleged sex slave, Virginia Roberts, claimed he made her take part in these orgies, including one she alleged the Duke of York was there for. Virginia claimed she and other girls were ordered by the banker to assemble at a cabana by the pool. After gathering together, they were allegedly greeted by Epstein and the prince. Now, according to flight log books, Prince Andrew paid at least one visit aboard Epstein's private jet to the island, although former staff claim he frequented Little St. James several times. Court papers claim visitors included, quote, prominent American politicians, powerful business executives, foreign presidents, a well-known prime minister, and other world leaders, end quote. Guys, these stories are becoming more and more consistent when I talk about these type of stories here on Flow of Wisdom Radio. It's consistent with the type of people that are tied to these alleged sexual parties or rituals or orgies, if you will. Prominent American politicians, powerful business executives, foreign presidents, well-known prime ministers, and other world leaders. Almost sounds like Bohemian Grove. I don't know if you guys remember last year when I did a show covering Bohemian Grove, because it was around the time when the event happened. Someone from California called into the show live who said he participated in it. And at the time he said he didn't know what it was all about, and he said he thought it was very weird. There was some strange things going on. And it was like the best of the best people, from all over the world, were there. Not everyone, what he was saying, is not, into all the things that's going on there. When you get invited by some pretty powerful people, off the top, on the outside, you're not thinking that, you're going to be walking into some old sick ritual or anything like that, But the guy's like, he hasn't been invited back, I guess, because he made some statements regarding, his comfort level wasn't all the way up to par with that. But, back to this story about this billionaire, Epstein, because there was another report that came out that Bill Clinton took repeated trips on the Lolita Express, what they call it, the private passenger jet owned by billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, with an actress in softcore porn movies whose name appears in Epstein's address book under an entry for quote-unquote massages, according to flight logbooks obtained by Gawker. I posted this link to this story on Gawker on my social media, so you can check it out. But these logs also show how they showed that Clinton shared more than a dozen flights with a woman who federal prosecutors believe procured underage girls to sexually service Epstein and his friends and acted as a potential co-conspirator in his crimes. Epstein pleaded guilty in 2008 in Florida to one count of soliciting underage girls for sex and one count of adult solicitation. And he served just over a year in county jail. It says, but sprawling local, state, and federal investigations into the Citrix investor's habit of paying teen girls for massages sessions during which he would allegedly penetrate girls with sex toys, demand master. I mean, this is just sick. It's just disgusting. But it turned up a massive network of victims, including 35 female minors whom federal prosecutors believe he'd sexually abused. He has reportedly settled lawsuits. Check this out, guys. He settled lawsuits for more than 30 quote-unquote Jane Doe victims since 2008. The youngest alleged victim was 12 years old at the time of her abuse. This is just sick. Now, two of the female associates with Epstein is a socialite, Ghislaine, is that how you say it, Maxwell, and Epstein's former assistant, Sarah Kellen. And they've been repeatedly accused in court filings of acting as pimps for him, recruiting and grooming these young girls into their network of child sex workers, and frequently participating in the sex acts with them. Kellen is particularly believed by detectives in the Palm Beach Police Department, which was the first to start unraveling the operation, to be so deeply involved in the enterprise that they prepared a warrant for her arrest as an accessory to molestation and sex with minors. In the end, this is the part that gets me, that I don't get. I don't understand. She was never arrested or charged, and federal prosecutors granted her immunity in 2007, non-prosecution agreement that described her as a quote-unquote potential co-conspirator in sex trafficking. Like she's not getting arrested, I guess, because she made a deal with her. But that's hell of a deal to where she don't get arrested for nothing. But here's the part where it brings in President Clinton. Bill Clinton shared Epstein's plane with Kellen and Maxwell in at least 11 flights in 2002 and 2003 before any of the allegations against them became public, according to the pilot's logbooks, which have surfaced in civil litigation surrounding Epstein's crimes. In 2002, Clinton recruited Epstein to make his plane available for a week-long anti-poverty and anti-AIDS tour of Africa with some Hollywood big names: Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, a billionaire creep. The article says Ron Burkle, Clinton confidant Gail Smith, who now serves as Barack Obama's National Security Council, and others. See, these logbooks from these pilots is telling a lot. And that's not to say that everybody on these flights, had anything to do with that. We don't know. I don't know. But the last name, Shawntae Davies, shows up elsewhere in papers unearthed by various investigations into Epstein's sex ring. His little black book. Davies is one of 27 women listed in the book under an entry for Massage, California. one of 6 lists of massage girls Epstein kept in various locales, with a total of 160 names around the globe, and many of them underage victims. This guy's sick. And this is the type of stuff that goes on. And if you guys don't remember, I talked about the movie director Bryan Singer, who was accused of drugging, raping, and using his power as a Hollywood mogul to exploit a teenage boy in a lawsuit filed on April 16th of 2014. And these are according to documents, court documents. And see, the thing with Bill Cosby, where's the court documents? You guys are proving Bill Cosby guilty by the court of public opinion. But yet you got these people, these very powerful people. And look, this ain't taking nothing away to the women, those claims, because I don't like rape. And if Cosby is guilty, he need to be punished. But until he's proven guilty, knock that off. Stop that. Let's talk about these pedophiles that they keep paying people to keep it hush. And this billionaire already served a year in jail. Epstein, he already served some time in jail. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Mainstream media is not talking about that because they're paying these people off. These are powerful people. Let's go to the phones. 877-300-7645. We got Ramon in Miami. Ramon wants to talk about vaccines. Ramon, welcome to Floor of Wisdom Radio.
What's going on, brother? Long time no speak.
Yeah, man. How you been?
I've been good, man. I know last time we spoke, I was up there in Virginia, but, man, since then I've been to L.A., Jersey, back to Florida, Atlanta. I've been doing a lot of traveling, seeing the world, man. And I must agree, Virginia is one of the most heavily sprayed areas I've seen personally.
Wow.
Including South Florida, man. They're two of the most heavily sprayed and constant, geoengineering areas that I've seen personally.
Wow.
But
That's crazy.
As far as the
Wait a minute, Ramon, hang on, Ramon. When we come back from a break, I'm going to give you the floor, brother. Stay right. We got to take a quick commercial break, okay? All right, y'all. We'll be right back in a few minutes, y'all. Floor of Wisdom Radio. Welcome back. Floor of Wisdom Radio with Sean Anthony. We got Ramon in Miami. Ramon, the floor is yours, my man. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay, so earlier you were touching on, vaccines and their effectiveness and, a lot of the controversy that are surrounding, a lot of these flu vaccines and different, immunizations that they're pushing on the people. And my whole thing is I'm pro-choice. If you want to really vaccinate and, you want to do it, that's your choice. That's your freedom of choice. That's one of the things that makes America great, the fact that you even have a choice.
Right.
But me personally, I'm raising a 2.5-year-old daughter. She's unvaccinated, no vitamin K shot, no, any of those things that they try to push on your kids when they're young, and she's fine. She actually, she's been through 2 flu seasons, hasn't gotten sick. She really hasn't ever gotten sick other than the few times she was teething when she was really young.
Right.
And I just, I just hope people really do the research and don't go off of what, the fear tactics that a lot of the big media and, news sources use to get their websites and, TV shows getting a lot of coverage, because people need to think about it. The bigger coverage the story gets, the more money these news outlets are getting. Mm-hmm. So we need to really sit back and think, are they pushing these stories for our benefit, or are they pushing it for,
their benefit?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great point, man. And I'm glad to hear that your daughter is healthy and well, man. And that's good that you're getting around seeing the country, man. Many people don't like to get out of their own neighborhoods. It gives you a different perspective on life when you're able to see the country, and especially the world, but just, your own country alone.
Yeah, man, a lot of people don't realize how big the country actually is, man. I advise anyone who can, who can afford it and who can get the time to actually go out and travel as much as possible, because, like you said, it gives you a different perspective on life. You start to see how big the planet is and how big the grand scheme of the Creator or God's plan is, because when you're stuck in a few-mile radius, like I was, a few years ago, I didn't really understand, the bigger picture in my life, what my journey could hold and what my mission might possibly be on this planet, So hopefully people get out and start caring about, helping one another and being more involved in learning what is in their medicine and what is in their community, what, technology and medicine and everything else has to offer. Because people might not know it or not, but, man, we're doing things like printing out human organs out of printers, you know what I mean, and putting, microscopic robots in people's bodies and all across the planet. So, these are things that people need to really research and find out, what's going on in the world.
Absolutely. Ramon, I appreciate the call. Look forward to hearing you from you again soon, okay?
Definitely, brother. Take care of yourself.
You do the same. Take care of that little girl, man. Ramon in Miami. And, he touched on some things I didn't get a chance to touch on in the show. Of course, we ran out of time. One of the topics I was going to talk about was the NSA cyber war and how they're going to use the Internet of things as weapons. It's a platform, and they're saying that your home is going to be the battlefield because there's some new Snowden documents that were recently revealed that the NSA is getting ready for the future digital wars. But I ran out of time, so I got one more call. I got Leroy in Atlanta, wants to make a follow-up. Leroy, welcome back to Flow of Wisdom.
What's up, Sean? Just wanted to follow up on what you said about the scandal with Prince Andrew and the prostitution ring.
Yes, sir.
And the weirdest thing about that is the person they arrested was able to get immunity for himself and everybody else that should be charged, like Bill Clinton, like Prince Andrew. I mean, when you get in trouble, you got to at least go down to the courthouse and get your own immunity. Nobody else can get that for you. And it's just more of the same cover-up, but also with the vaccines. I don't know if you heard about this or not, but a shipment of colloidal silver was sent to one of the countries plagued with Ebola, and it was turned around twice. Wow. So that should tell us all that colloidal silver must work.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, Leroy, thanks for the call. I ran out of time. And be sure to tune in next Sunday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do this live every week, y'all. Please spread the word. That's interesting what Leroy said about the colloidal silver. You got to look into other alternative ways of building up your immune system, guys. And don't be so easily persuaded or manipulated, shall I say, by mainstream media, okay? I encourage you all to live life, get godly wisdom, and let it flow. Peace.
Get motivated. Hip-hop motivated. Flow of wisdom on the mic with Sean. Get motivated.